What's going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want to be talking about what to know and what to bring to Cuba. So I wrote a list of the things that are important that every traveler that's going over there to the island should know. First of all, when you go over there, you need to have one of these right here. So when you buy your airplane ticket, you're gonna get a link. You should get one because I got mine in United. I had like a link. I got it like a few days later on the important documents to have. But you could I'm gonna put the link for the website down here on the video. But it's called De Viajeros Mitranes Gobierno Cubanos. And so this right here, you have to do it. It takes like 5 minutes on the computer, like really quick, 5 minutes. Make sure you do it to a place where you have access to a printer. That way you can print it out really fast. You can keep it moving. Like I went to the library, 10 minutes I was out of there. That's how quick this piece of paper works. But just information for the entry point, like saying customs, like what are you bringing and how much you're bringing, how much money and stuff like that. Just normal, like most countries have you do that anyways. But I'm gonna put the link on the bottom of the description of the video below. Also, when you go to the airport, you have to buy the Cuban visa. You could also buy it before you go, but you don't have to. It depends. Every airline charges a different amount. But with United, it was $85. That's subject to change. I'm not sure, but it's been like that for many years already, I think now. But you get it at the airport. But I also have like the pamphlet for it. Right here's the information, and I'll put the link for this one on the bottom as well, just in case you want to buy the visa before you get to the airport. You can, but I don't think you don't have to. And I think it is cheaper, but I'm not sure by how much. I will say that you could just get it at the airport. All the airlines have it right there. You must buy it before you get on the airplane. So this important paper right here, the immigration one, they're gonna ask for it, and also the visa, you buy it right there at the airport. It takes like 5 minutes to fill out, really quick, like this. So the third thing is money. Remember, your credit cards don't work in Cuba, so make sure you bring enough money. Depending on how many days, like I stayed a few days, I brought about maybe I exchanged about $300, and I brought maybe like $400 or $500 in emergency money. Your cards, let me say this again, don't work. You don't want to go over there and get stuck without money, so make sure you bring enough money to last you your entire trip. That's very, very important. Also, when it comes to money, depending on where you're gonna get your Airbnb or where you're gonna get your area, make sure you ask the person and they know a place where they can exchange it. You see, I was friends with a local there, and he took me and he got me a good deal. So the currency always changes, but when I got it, it was at 190 pesos per dollar, but that can change tomorrow. It could drop to 170, 160, 200. It's subject to change. This in the next 3 or 4 months, it might be higher, it might be lower. But make sure you ask the person if they have a contact. Usually they do, because if you get it at the airport, it's usually way less money at the airport than you do in the streets. Just so you know that, because you can exchange money at the airport, but it's less money. Also, you should bring enough money. Like you should bring ones. Like I brought $100 worth of ones for tips. I also brought $5 just so I could pay the tax, because the taxi drivers do accept dollars. A lot of places do accept US dollars. But I still exchanged about $300 worth of pesos, which was a stack like this much. It was a lot of money. Like it was a pain in the back to have to walk. That's why I just carried a lot of a few dollars, a couple of $5, $1, and then maybe like $15, $20 in pesos. But that was still like a stack like this much. It was a lot of money to be carrying around. Also, the food is cheap. It's not expensive. Even if you go to a nice restaurant, it's like $5, $7 at most, $3. You get a lobster. Seafood is a little bit more pricier, maybe like in the $20 range, but that's almost anywhere in the world. But if you get like a seafood at the lobster, you're looking at about maybe like $20. But regular food, $5, $8 at most. You shouldn't be spending more than $8 to $10. But normally in a day, you spend about maybe like $15 to $25. It just depends on your budget. Also, when it comes to taxes, this is why I tell you bring $5 bills. Like me personally, like I said, gas is subject to change too. It might go up higher, it might go lower. But I never paid more than $5 anywhere on Havana. When I took the taxi, I think one time I paid $7. That's because it was raining. There's no more taxis, so the taxi guy knew that he could charge that much because there's no more taxis in the streets. And I didn't want to be stuck in the rain anymore. I had been waiting already for a good appointment. So I always had $5 bills so I could pay the taxi. They accept dollars. Now at the time when I went from the airport to the main city, I paid $30. A lot of these places that you stay at, I mean, let's say you get a place in an Airbnb, they could arrange that. They could arrange a taxi driver to come specifically pick you up, and you're looking at around $30. Like I said, it's subject to change as well because gas prices. But when I took the taxi back to the airport from the main city, it was 25. For leaving the airport to the city was 30, and then from the city to the airport was 25. So I said I spent about maybe like $55 round trip. So be prepared to have money for the taxi just aside for that, you know. Also, Wi-Fi, I have these cards right here that they sell. I'm also going to give you advice. Please get a place that has Wi-Fi, an Airbnb if you can find one. I got an Airbnb that had Wi-Fi. I'll be more than happy, like, if anybody has like suggestions, or y'all could like you know, ask me and in the comments below, and I could hook you up with the person I stayed at an Airbnb. I think it was charging $30 a night. It had AC, nice living room, TV, everything was really nice in that place, and it had Wi-Fi there, decent Wi-Fi. I could get on YouTube, I could get on, you know, the other social media apps, WhatsApp. But these cards, just in case you don't stay in a place that has Wi-Fi, you look at this, these are the cards right here you buy in the streets, especially by the National Hotel, or you could get them anywhere at the airport as well. And they go for about maybe $1, and it's about 1 hour, I think, right, 1 hour internet right here. See, I used to use these a long time ago when I went a few years ago, but now, like I say, if you get a place that has Wi-Fi, it's worth it because you don't have to go to like a park to use the internet, you know, or, you know, something like that. Back in the day, the Cubans did have to go to the parks just to use the internet, but now they have their own internet. So this card right here is called Azteca. I think, I don't know if I'm saying it right, I have no idea, but this is it right here. It's about usually $1 1 hour. So that's it. Cost of going over there, a budget, just be aware, like, you know, just like, please bring enough money, because it does happen sometimes people don't bring enough, and you don't want to be stuck over there because your cards don't work. So bring what you know that you're gonna spend, and bring a little bit extra in emergency. Bring an extra $300 or $400 or $500 just in case. What to expect? The atmosphere definitely has changed. If you're a person that's into the nightlife, it's a little like more quieter than it was five years ago when I went. There's less tourists, so I guess that's a good thing. If you're one of those persons that doesn't want to be around a bunch of tourists, that's good. But I did notice that on my other vlogs, if you go look at them, I'm talking about that. Like, I'm walking with the camera, like, look, this place used to have a lot of like restaurants, and like a lot of them shut down. So the atmosphere has changed, but it's still a good place to visit. I recommend going to Cuba with like a friend. It's better to go with somebody else. I went the first few times by myself, and I went last time by myself, but I knew somebody already, so I was hanging around with somebody. Definitely the atmosphere has definitely changed. The Malecon still has people there on the weekends, but less people than it was like a few years ago. Also, if you want to travel around the island, another important thing is there's another bus company called Via Azul. It's the only one that runs on the island. I want to put that link on the description below as well, so you can look at the hours, the bus routes, and what times. I've taken it before, like many years ago. I went from La Habana to Veradero, which is in the north, to a town called Santa Marta, real beautiful beach areas. There's different areas you could go to in Veradero, but I went to one called, a small town called Santa Marta. Very nice place. Beach is very beautiful. Not too many people on the beach, not crowded at all. So it depends on the kind of person you are. You want to be around people, you want to be by yourself, or a less crowded place. That's definitely the place to be, Santa Marta. Very less crowded. This is the money right here. What's here? 200. This is like $1 right here. This is like 50 cents. $100 pesos is like, yeah, this is like 50 cents right here. This is 25 cents. This is like 50 pesos right here. The biggest bill they have is a 500 peso bill, which I don't have, but right here I have 200, 100, and 50. 500 pesos is worth, like, at the time when I went, it was about $2.50. That's what I'm saying. Like, I had a stack of this much money, and I was like, oh, it's just too much. Man, it was just way too much to keep track of. That's also something that you got to be aware of. Also, if you're gonna travel, you don't want to take the bus. The taxis usually charge about $100 one way. So you want to go from Havana to Santiago or to Veradero, you're looking at about maybe like $100. And there is a chance that I've heard stories of sometimes the taxis breaking down. So I definitely want to rather just take the bus and take my chances on that. But if you take the taxi, I had a friend that did that. He went to Veradero, he took the taxi. Round trip was about $200. So if you have the budget for it, you can do that as well, or any part of the island. And the most important part is the exchange. Like I said, when you go over there, make sure you ask the person how much are they charging to exchange money, because sometimes, you know, people can't keep a little bit of money for themselves. They could be like, oh, it's 160 when it's like 180, and they're keeping a certain amount for themselves. So be careful with that. Hopefully you get like a person that, you know, that's trustworthy and gives you a good exchange. Like I had a friend that took me to a place, like I said, I paid like 190 for the dollar. So you're looking around 180, 190, but like I said, it's subject to change. So I think that covers it all. I'm gonna put the 3 links on the description below. I wanna put the immigration paper that you need to get on the plane. I'm also gonna put this one just in case y'all want to get the visa before you get to the airport, which y'all don't have to. And then also put the link for the Via Azul, just in case you're thinking about traveling around the island. You want to see what locations it goes to. I believe it goes to Veradero, Santiago, and to other cities as well throughout the island. But there might be a place that y'all want to go to, and you might have to take a taxi. So you could look at the website, and it tells you, like, you know. Also, it's very old school there. When I went and I took the bus line a few years ago, I had to take my passport. You have to take your passport in order for you to buy a bus ticket. Just so something to be aware of. So hope this is pretty much the most important thing. You know, make sure you have enough money, like I said. Make sure you also bring enough toiletries, personal hygienes, toothpaste. Bring the kind that you could bring to the airport. Soap, because all those things are, like, you know, really difficult to get on the island. Hell, even toilet paper if you can. So bring hygienes, like I said. Bring enough toilet paper. Bring enough soap, toothpaste. Whatever personal hygiene that you have, bring enough. Also, you want to help the Cuban people. I brought like maybe like $100 worth of clothes. I bought t-shirts, socks, you know, muscle shirts. So I brought a bunch of clothes, you know, maybe like 150 bucks worth of clothes, and I was giving it to my friend and stuff like that. So you might want to help some of the people out by, you know, giving them that stuff. They'll really appreciate it, you know. The island's been going through a hard time right now, and tourism is not what it used to be a few years ago, but it's still a great place to visit. Like I said, I've done other videos where I talk about specific things to do on the island. I have a video called Things to Do, so you can watch that one. And I also did a vlog just like walking around with the camera showing you how the island has changed. But be aware of these things when you go to the island, and you'll have a great time. And one more time, if you like the video, please give it a like, please share it, please leave a comment so the algorithm can get it pushing. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Until next time, take care.